Hi, I'm Sunil Balasundaram, the pastor of the Conshohocken United Methodist Church, which is here in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for joining us again for this weekly devotion where we are looking at the stories Jesus told us, parables. For this story, I need to talk about my children a bit. I have two of them. I love having conversations with them. And, we chat, we laugh, we talk about serious things. And, every time I have a conversation with them, I have a sense that I've enjoyed a part of them. And hopefully they've enjoyed a part of me. We've kind of really met. But it wasn't always that case, There was a time when they were in their teenage years when we would talk, but we would not really meet. We would be together, but really not having been with each other. And, we could say, oh, that's teenage stuff, They are know-it-all, they are rude, they don't want to listen to their parents. But what about me, the know-it-all parent? I am your father, you better listen to me. That kind of pride that we have, oh, I've seen so much more in the world, so I know more than you. But whatever it is, pride ends up ending a conversation or not even starting a conversation, because that kind of becomes a big wall between me and you and me and not anybody else. And sometimes I feel that our conversations with God are like that. Jesus tells a story just for this sake. For those who are confident in their own righteousness and look down on everybody else, Jesus told this parable in Luke chapter 18, verses 9 onwards. Two men went into the temple to pray, one a Pharisee, the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood up, prayed about himself, God, I thank you that I am not like other men, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like that tax collector. I fast twice a week and I give a tenth of all I get. But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God, or having actually met with God. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. This Pharisee is a religious person who followed the law, did everything correctly. Don't get upset with him. Don't hate this man. He was a good man, like many of us. He did everything as he should. The only problem was he was very conscious of his own goodness. He was actually so conscious, he was kind of patting himself on the back. I'm really a good guy, Lord. You must be really proud of me. You must be happy that, that I'm your child. I'm a follower of you. Not like those other people, because I do what you want me to do. I read your Bible. I do what you expect me to do in terms of giving to you in money and charity and all of that. But Jesus was saying, you know what? Sometimes we can be so obscured by ourselves, by our own pride, that, the word that's used here, he's talking to himself, about himself. He's really not talking to God. But the tax collector, this man who served a foreign government, an occupying government, who made money for them, who actually was greedy enough to make money for himself at the expense of other good people, this man, when he came into the presence of God to pray, was struck by the awesomeness, the glory, the purity, the goodness, the righteousness of God. And when he was struck by that, he realized he himself was messed up, broken, so beggarly compared to God. He may have had a lot of money, and maybe have a lot of importance, but in front of God, he knew that if God didn't want him in his presence, he could just flick him off because he didn't deserve to be there. But he wanted to spend time with God. He wanted to be in the presence of God. So you know what he did? He said to God, I depend on you completely. Before you, I'm a beggar. I beg you, have mercy on me. Because only if you have mercy, only if you have that undeserved love towards me, can I come to you, can I speak with you, can I experience you a little bit. And Jesus says, you know what? Of the two men, This man went home with the experience that he actually met with a God who loves him. That's prayer. Do you want to meet with a God who loves you? You'll have to come depending completely on him, not on anything that you have done, however good that may be. Okay? Do just that. Thank you so much for joining us again. And please go onto our website, conchaunited.com, and tell others about us. God bless.